We're coming to you live from our Auckland Park studios. This is Prime News on SABC 3. Let's give you a sense of what's leading this evening with these headlines.
At this moment, you are not assisting the Commission, and you're leaving me, I'm speaking for myself, you're leaving me with the impression that you are evasive.
The Madanga Commission's bench has lambasted KZN Hawks head Major General Lesija Sonona over his evasiveness as tough questions continued to mount on him during his third day on the witness stand. Meanwhile, the Presidency has confirmed that the Madanga Commission's interim report has referred 5 senior SAPS officials for investigation, including KwaZulu-Natal Hawks head Major General Lesija Sonona. And the Justice Department has informed that the Nkabinde inquiry that President Cyril Ramaphosa has signed a document to extend its term to end of June this year. At the back of those headlines, it has just gone 8 o'clock. Good evening and a warm welcome to Prime News on 3. My name is Paulette Now. Thank you so much for joining us this evening as we keep you abreast with the latest developments happening in and around your world. Without further ado, let's get straight into it, beginning with this. The Madanga Commission's bench has lambasted KZN Hawks head Major General Lesija Sonona over his evasiveness as tough questions continue to mount on him during his third day on the witness stand. Sonona is accused of enjoying an improper beneficial relationship with alleged cartel member Vusimuzi Matlala, which allegedly extended to the sharing of confidential SAPS information.
KZN Hawks head Major General Lesija Sonona's posture of failing to candidly answer questions that could land him in hot water left the Commission's bench displeased, to the extent that they called on the high-ranking official to take the Commission seriously. This after Sonona attempted to claim that a message, which conveyed his interest in the finalization of Vusimuzi Matlala's contract with SABC, was not so.
General, that can't be, and you know it's not. Your language is very clear. I request that if things are favorable, let's finalize the contract. You know that's not a request. That's not a request for an update. It's not an inquiry. You know as you sit there that in fact what this is you're asking Mr. Matlala, let's complete this contract.
In a WhatsApp exchange between Sonona and Matlala a day before the meeting with KZN Top Cop Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, Matlala sends a message regarding the quote-unquote lady who is stirring problems. But Sonona has no recollection of what that message meant, which resulted in the Commission flagging a pattern with Sonona.
General, can I say something? At this moment, you are not assisting the Commission, and you're leaving me, I'm speaking for myself, you're leaving me with the impression that you are evasive. You choose not to answer questions that you fear might get you into trouble.
But even where those instances of evasiveness crept in, the Commission filled the gaps. In the WhatsApp messages over the purchase of a property in a business exchange between Matlala and Sonona's son Tato, the Commission found it odd that Matlala, who engages in big business, would enter into a deal over a single apartment, leading the Commission to suggest that Tato Sonona was merely the proxy and that the apartment was an alleged benefit for Sonona.
It is unfortunate there are no WhatsApp or whatever communications there. The Commission is only having these ones that were extracted from the phone of Mr. Matlala. But Tato, my son, is the one who approached him, Mr. Matlala.
The hearings continue. Kani Mapanga, SABC News, Pretoria.
Meanwhile, presidential spokesperson Vincent Magwenya says it's crucial for President Cyril Ramaphosa to ensure that the recommendations contained in the Madanga Commission's interim report are implemented without delay. This follows a statement from the Presidency confirming that the Madanga Commission's interim report has referred 5 senior SAPS officials for investigation, including KwaZulu-Natal Hawks head Major General Lesija Sonona. Magwenya adds that action will be taken promptly and in line with the Commission's terms of reference.
The President has directed the Minister of Police and the National Commissioner of the South African Police Service to constitute a special investigations task team with a leader who will report directly to General Masemola. The task team will institute investigations against people identified by the Commission for Investigation.
And certainly we welcome the fact that the specific task team is being set up. But of course, it is the Commission that is going to action a number of the recommendations in terms of engaging with the relevant institutions in that regard.
In more related news, the defense in the case against the Vusimuzi Matlala wants their client moved to a correctional facility closer and more easily accessible to them. The attempted murder accused and 4 others appeared in the High Court in Johannesburg for what was meant to be a pre-trial. His legal team argued to the court that Matlala's confinement in Ebongweni Correctional Facility in Kokstad, KwaZulu-Natal makes it hard for them to consult due to the distance. The case has been postponed to next week.
Simuzi Matlala, Tiego Mabusela, Mosakekana, Ntabiseng Nzama and Zakani Matlala stand accused of attempting and conspiring to kill Tebogo Tobejane. Matlala, Mabusela and Kekana are also facing further attempted murder charges for the failed assassination attempt on businessman Josie Banyoni and music producer Sienki Mugubung. Matlala's attorney raised concerns about a client being detained at the Ebongweni Super Maximum Correctional Center.
If you fly down to Durban, you then need to rent a car and then travel at a quite journey 3.5 hours from Durban to get to Ebongweni to consult. It then takes approximately an hour, depending on the situation, there's sometimes more, to actually get to your client. Then to consult, he sits behind a thick glass where you can barely hear each other with people around you listening to what's going on.
Matlala's legal team has also asked for full disclosure of the downloads from his electronic devices.
Our client, for various reasons, wishes to have a speedy trial in this matter as quickly as possible.
Judge William Karam has ordered the state and Matlala's defense team to consult with the Department of Correctional Services.
Possibly there are reasons correctional services may furnish as to why he ought to be detained there. But it appears to be prejudicial and not in the interests of justice that you are inconvenienced to this extent.
Matlala and his co-accused are expected back in court next week Friday. Neria Hlakutsa, SABC News, Johannesburg.
The Justice Department has informed the Nkabinde inquiry that President Cyril Ramaphosa has signed a document to extend its term to end of June this year. The term for the inquiry probing South Gauteng prosecution's boss Andrew Chauke's fitness to hold office, established by President Ramaphosa in September last year, was set to expire at the end of January. Inquiry chairperson retired Justice Bess Nkabinde has confirmed that they received correspondence from the Justice Department confirming the extension. Indebted consumers will continue paying the same amount for their debt repayments. This after the Monetary Policy Committee of the Reserve Bank kept the repo rate unchanged at 6.75% in line with expectations. The prime lending rate, the benchmark rate at which banks lend to their clients, remains at 10.25%. Reserve Bank Governor Lesetja Kganyago says the central bank sees the risks to the inflation outlook as balanced.
Has opted for a cautious wait-and-see approach, deciding to keep the repo rate unchanged. The central bank believes inflation peaked at 3.6% in December and will slow down going forward. The stronger rand has been supportive of lower goods inflation. Future risks to inflation include the foot and mouth disease that's affecting the livestock sector and driving up meat prices. Uncertainty surrounding the National Energy Regulator of South Africa's electricity price correction also poses threat to future price stability.
2 members favored a cut of 25 basis points, while 4 preferred a hold. The quarterly projection model continues to forecast gradual rate cuts as inflation subsides. The model interprets the policy stance as moderately restrictive currently, with rates reaching neutral levels during 2027.
Economist Elna Molman says if inflation remains contained and the rand continues to strengthen, this could boost chances of rate cuts.
The bank's own model still sees scope for another 75 basis points of interest rate cuts in 2026 and 2027. Indeed, if all of the disinflationary impulses remain intact, including a stronger rand, there could be scope to see these 75 basis points of interest rate cuts even quicker.
The bank noted that despite a volatile global backdrop, there has been significant progress on domestic reforms. This has led to lower borrowing costs, a rapid decline in inflation expectations, and steadier growth. It says while there are upside risks, growth is expected to move closer to 2% over the medium term. Gloria Sefakomusi, SABC News, Johannesburg.
When we come back, authorities in KwaZulu-Natal are investigating cases of culpable homicide after 11 people were killed in a crash in Isipingo, south of Durban. This and more when we return. Welcome back. Let's look into this now. Authorities in KwaZulu-Natal are investigating cases of culpable homicide after 11 people were killed in a crash in Isipingo, south of Durban. The crash occurred on the old R102 when a truck and a taxi collided head-on in the Lotus Park area this morning. Emergency services say 7 people were taken to various hospitals in the city with serious injuries.
Approximately 7 to 8 patients have been taken to hospital and they have sustained critical injuries. So we as a paramedic team are just hoping they receive the treatment and don't demise in hospital, as the injuries were critical. As you said, the driver was the last to be freed. It took them about 3 hours to get him out, and they had to use a heavy duty tow truck as well as the jaws of life and other hydraulic equipment to cut the man free.
The taxi, unfortunately, was also overloaded. Instead of 15 passengers, they had 17 or 18, which is something that is not as well warranted. And I've already witnessed that the truck, the tires were worn, unfortunately, both the back and front. So, but the RTMC is still going to deal with that, which is why already even the truck driver was accompanied by SABC.
Still staying in that province, KwaZulu-Natal Education MEC Siphohlo Muka has condemned the ongoing protest action at Eddington Primary School, accusing lobby groups of providing misleading information about the school. The protests, led by the lobby group March and March alongside other civil movements, allege that foreign learners are being prioritized over South African children for school placements.
KwaZulu-Natal Education MEC Siphohlo Muka has ordered that more than 20 learners be absorbed at Eddington Primary School. This after tensions escalated when around 26 learners were brought to school dressed in Eddington Primary uniforms despite not having been formally placed. Muka again refuted allegations that Eddington Primary School prioritizes foreign pupils and sidelines South African children.
We therefore resolve to take an extraordinary measures to assist these learners and their parents. We want to stress, however, that this is not going to be allowed to be the norm. This is why I'm saying it's an extraordinary measures that we took to assist these learners, even though they did not apply in this school, they applied to other schools.
March and March says government should have resolved this matter earlier.
I think it was about time, and it's not like we're going to praise the government for doing what the government was supposed to do like weeks ago. So he showed up, and so did his people, and they did what they were supposed to do in the beginning, which is what we've been asking for. So I don't see anything commendable about it.
The department has advised parents with enrollment issues to visit the district offices for assistance and not the schools. I'm Nonhlani Makwaza for SABC News in Durban.
In other news, the ANC has finalized their report on the Greater Johannesburg Regional Conference ballot papers that were found in a house in Pretoria last weekend. ANC national officials will receive the report from Secretary General Fikile Mbalula on Monday. Mbalula pointed out that the ballot papers must be kept in a safe environment for a period of 6 months.
Allegations of tampering with votes of additional members at the Johannesburg Regional Conference held in December have been fueled by the discovery of ballot papers in Pretoria last weekend. The additional members' votes are now in question after the ballot papers were found in a private residence linked to the electoral agency. ANC Secretary General Fikile Mbalula said the ballot papers must be kept in a safe place and not in an individual's house for a period of 6 months after the conference, in case there is a legal dispute.
Ballot papers, what happened with them after conference? They are supposed to be kept in a safe place in the provincial office or in the regional office, but sealed. That's what is supposed to happen. And in terms of our guidelines, they can only be disposed of after 6 months.
Mbalula refuted allegations that a cloud hangs over the Johannesburg conference.
We've got a full report about that. That report has been shared with the province, will be shared with national officials on Monday. No one has cast aspersions on any leader and prejudice that a conference will be rerun or anything of that particular sort.
The Greater Johannesburg Regional Office bearers have also denied any wrongdoing at the regional conference. The REC of Johannesburg has expressed its displeasure over the silence of the province on the matter. Samkele Masego, SABC News, Johannesburg.
Thank you for staying with us. Let's continue with this. Microsoft and the public broadcaster, the SABC, have launched an artificial intelligence education service on the SABC Plus platform. This was announced at the Microsoft AI Tour 2026 conference happening at the Sandton Convention Center in Johannesburg. Microsoft is providing key knowledge and information on artificial intelligence on the free-to-air internet-based SABC Plus platform.
Microsoft had its annual conference on artificial intelligence, AI Tour 2026, and how it's already unlocking value, particularly for different industries in the country, from the taxman, healthcare, finance, through to the retail sector. Excitingly, it announced that it and the SABC have joined forces to bring basic but critical artificial intelligence education to the fingertips of South Africans. So what exactly is their AI fluency service offering?
What we are sharing at this stage is just fundamentals. We are giving what we call AI fluency. So when I say, what is AI? Nobody should be confused. When I say, but how does it work? How can I as a South African living here in this country, how could I use it?
SABC says the platform will provide courses at the end of which one can get certification, and says this is another example of it doing its part to fulfill its mandate of not only informing and entertaining the nation, but also using its platforms to educate people as well.
SABC Plus is free as long as you've got connectivity and data, and also if you are a Vodacom subscriber, it will also be available for you for free, because Vodacom is rating this for us.
Corporates are already streets ahead in the use of AI and are keenly looking to hire people who have at least a basic understanding of its fundamentals. Nampumelelo Siziba, SABC News, Johannesburg.
It is now time for us to take a look at your latest market update as recorded at 7:30 this evening. Well, with that, for the latest on weather conditions across the country, we now cross over to the weather desk for the full picture and details. Do stay tuned.
A very good evening to you. Let's take a look at all your weather details. Southeasters in Cape Town overnight up to 40 kilometers an hour. Clear skies expected for that city. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies in the forecast for the rest of South Africa. Isolated showers through the Northern Cape. A band of scattered rainfall expected through the Northwest Province, Gauteng, into the Free State and Eastern Cape overnight, whilst isolated showers dominate the KwaZulu-Natal coastline. Ahead towards tomorrow's forecast, and we've got more scattered rainfall for the Northwest Province, Gauteng, Free State, parts of the Eastern Cape and southern areas of KwaZulu-Natal, along with fog patches along our eastern escarpment in the morning. Isolated showers still remain possible through the northern parts of the Northern Cape, but sunny conditions through the eastern parts of that province in towards most areas of the Western Cape on Friday. Taking a look at some alerts for this evening, be on the lookout for the potential of severe thunderstorms. That's in the shade of yellow on the map, and ahead towards tomorrow, we've got again the potential of severe thunderstorms through the shade of yellow, whilst hot conditions expected in the red areas could lead to fault fires, so please be on the lookout for that. Uppington dropping down to a warm 23 degrees overnight, whilst Cape Town drops down to 18. Beaufort West down to about 19 this evening. East London 21, Durban down to 23, whilst Johannesburg dips to about 15 degrees overnight and is expected to warm up on Friday to a maximum of 25 degrees. 28 degrees expected in Pretoria. A nice warm to hot day in the Northwest Province with Mahikeng and Vryburg up to 33 degrees. Kimberley in the Northern Cape up to 35. Bloemfontein up to 31. The east coast of the country in the northern parts in the high 20s for Durban. 32 expected in Richards Bay, whilst Gqeberha warms up to 28 degrees tomorrow. Mid-30s expected for De Aar, Graafrenet and Nkuba, whilst George warms up to 26 in the Western Cape. And stretching westwards, Cape Town up to a hot 30 degrees, Vredendal up to 32. That's it from me. Enjoy your evening.
That's where we leave it for tonight. Thank you for joining us. Let's do it again next time. For now, good night. God bless. Pula.